Correct.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Vinyl Resting Place podcast with me, Dapo Agiri.
I'm Barney Howe. This is episode 2 of our lovely, delicious journey through Apple Music's top 100 albums of all time.
Taking a bite out of that apple.
Yum yum. Back for seconds on the apple. Already points of contention from the first albums we reviewed. We weren't 100% on them. Are we going to have the same opinions this time? Are we going to be more happy, less happy?
I think less happy.
I
think less happy. I think there's a lot on this that they got wrong for many reasons.
Yes.
For many reasons.
I absolutely agree.
But it will be fun exploring.
It will be fun
exploring.
Journeys.
Journeys
As
actually
with,
on there.
as with last time, we're going to run through them, list off any quick thoughts, and then we'll go back anything we have particular opinions on and chat about them more in depth. So to begin with, Mr. Agiri, would you like to kick us off with album 74?
Album 74 is 9 Inch Nails, The Downward Spiral. I'm going to be honest. I don't think this should be on there.
No, I absolutely agree.
No. But
fuck 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Coming in hot straight away.
Terrible
Fuck 9 Inch
start.
Nails. Yeah, I don't think this should be on there.
Yeah.
And this is one of the ones that I was like, oh, not heard of the band. Let me go listen to the album.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That. Not for me.
I was starting to think of someone you would be less of a fan of.
Yeah,
to be fair.
It's my fault for trying to be open with my music taste.
No, never do that.
No.
Knock 'em off.
Yeah.
73, Adja by Steely Dan. I like Steely Dan,
Yeah.
but more of a singles band.
Yeah, and would you say Steely Dan creates the best music?
But my top song last year was Reeling in the Years.
Really?
Yeah, I love that song.
Wow.
I love it so much. I think they have some bangers.
Wow, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
But then Steely Dan are not a band that I think of like, whoa, like top tier quality.
Yeah, they're not like groundbreaking
No.
for the genre and time they were in. There were much bigger people out there.
But fair enough. They've made their name.
They made their name. Respect them, but not sure I respect that placement.
No, I don't think I respect the placement. 72 is SOS by SZA, which is wild. And I mean, I love SZA.
You do love SZA.
I've just seen SZA live and it was magical. Top 100 albums ever.
No.
And it came out in 2022. Is it even the best SZA album? We'll get to it.
Yeah.
We will come back to this one. Spoiler alert, we're going to talk about SZA.
71, Trans Europe Express, Kraftwerk.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it either. I didn't think... I mean, did you know Kraftwerk before this?
I did, yeah. But like not as albums. So I knew a few singles and there were bops in there for me.
There is, yeah.
But I've never listened to the album all the way through, but I can understand why.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm in agreement. I think it's a banger, in my opinion. I think it's also an interesting, like, Euro rock isn't that represented on here. So I'm glad there's something.
Yeah. And if not to be a connoisseur of the genre, because I'm not, but could you think of another like Euro rock band that would realistically like that? It's the pinnacle of the genre.
Yeah, my second guess would be Rammstein. But I mean that's a bit too heavy.
I think so. Yeah, I definitely think so. Far too heavy. No, fair enough.
Thank you.
Number 70 is far too low. Straight out of Compton. NWA.
Yeah, this would be way higher.
Way higher.
Yeah, maybe talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
69, Master of Puppets by Metallica. I guess if you're into that kind of thing, it is like one of the ones that everyone knows. Which makes me think maybe it should be there, but I'm not a Metallica boy.
No, neither am I. But I get representation. It can't all be Neo Soul. They've got to spread it out a little bit. 68, Is This It? The Strokes. Yeah. Doesn't do it for me. Doesn't move it. Doesn't like. We are coming up to halfway through, and there have been at least 10, 11 albums that we've spoken about over the course of the 2 episodes that I think should be higher than this. So, not for me. But I get it.
Yeah,
but not for me. Not for me. I wouldn't say this high. 68 is very high.
68 is very high.
Yeah.
Of all albums of all
Because
time.
this is the thing that you have
Yeah.
to remember is like when we're saying these numbers, it's saying like of the best album. Think about how much music
Yeah.
has been made. How many albums have been released?
This is 68 of like a million.
Yeah.
About a billion albums. This is the 68 best.
And it's not that. It's not that.
It
Not
is
for me
not that.
anyway.
How many albums do you think there are in the world?
Oh, great question.
Thank you.
Like
that were released on. I'm not going like, you know.
If you ban our SoundCloud again, I swear to God.
I meant like that or have been released in album format.
Okay.
So like Beethoven Symphony.
Okay.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
Fine. Shame.
So from like when tapes started, I guess.
Fine. I think we are in the tens of millions.
I think you're probably right with that, yeah.
I think tens of
I
millions.
think billion was too big.
No, billion, because billion is far too big. Because that's.
Was a billion 100 million or a million?
I think I was going to say 1,000 million.
How much is a billion? How much is a billion?
In millions. Come on, give me 1,000. Come on!
Whoa.
Oh, but no, you are right.
A US billion is 1,000
1,000
million. A UK billion is a million.
Oh.
That feels unachievable.
Well, that also.
A million millions.
That also doesn't make any fucking sense. Because why are there two versions of a billion?
That's so needlessly complicated.
Yeah. I mean, we're never going to get there unless it blows up.
Go get that sweet billion.
We're going to be the first podcast billionaire. But yeah, tens of millions sounds.
Tens of millions, I think, is a good mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comfortable for me. And the Strokes is not the 68th best. 10 million.
10 million. I would say the same about 67, Dummy by Portishead.
I'd never heard of this album.
I've also never heard of this album.
Yes.
I don't know who Portishead.
This one is interesting for me. 66, Queen is Dead, The Smiths. I think they might have got it right.
Yeah.
I think this is a sweet spot for this album.
Starting to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, with this kind of placement. I think Smiths, good. Deserve the shout out. 66 is a pretty damn good album.
Yeah.
2/3 from the top.
Yeah.
Fair. 65, 3 Feet High and Rising by De La Soul.
So my issue with this is I've seen De La Soul live and it was really good and it's a really good album. I don't know if I would put it in my like top 100, and I think maybe that's just because my hip hop viewership doesn't go to De La Soul immediately. And it is a really good album, and I went back and I was like, oh yeah, it's got some bangers on it, but I actually don't think it should be on the list.
Yeah.
Because I just think there's like, is it better than Straight Outta Compton?
No.
It isn't. And like, I know we said Straight Outta Compton should have been higher, could have been higher, but yeah, it didn't do it for me. And I think maybe I'm doing De La Soul a bit of a disservice, but like,
I don't know. I think you're right. It's definitely. I mean, yeah. If you compare it directly to NWA,
yeah, you compare it to
the other way around.
NWA.
50 Cent, we were past as well.
Yeah, and like higher up the list. I know we don't want to be doing like spoilers too much, but you've got Wu-Tang, Outkast, like those sorts of people. I don't view De La Soul in the same bracket, but I think there are people out there, and like a large proportion of like real old school hip hop heads probably will.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't think it's top 100 album personally.
Fair, I would agree with that. Badooism.
By Erykah
Badu.
Number 64.
I couldn't. My brain struggled with the word.
It's been a long week. Great album.
Yeah, great album.
I
love Erykah Badu.
Yeah, same. I'm just a little bit. I'm sure I've said it on the pod before, but I'm a little bit pissed off at her for how shocking her performance was at Falls Festival last year. It just wasn't good, and it just kind of like took the sheen off for me a little bit. But to listen to Badooism is a quality album. Personally, I'd put it higher, but you can't have Neo Soul.
Can't Neo Soul for every position.
Yeah, I get it. Music's still a wide spectrum. Are You Experienced? The Jimi Hendrix Experience. I've never like given the album the time it deserves.
No, I agree. My Jimi Hendrix knowledge is, I mean, like, know the hits.
Yeah.
Respect the man very, very highly. Do I know the album? Not
No.
particularly, no.
No.
Unqualified.
All Eyes on Me 2-pack.
Woo! 62. Tupac is one of the few people I could be like, oh, they put him over NWA from that, like, period.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. Like, could make sense.
Yeah.
Is what I mean. I would still put NWA before Tupac, but that's just me.
Do you know what? It's a very good point. Like, I don't think I listened to Tupac.
No.
Now, like, I would argue. This is probably not something I should admit. If I would say what Tupac song do I listen to the most, it would be Ghetto Gospel with Elton John, which is a banger. Which is a banger, but like, I don't go back to that album at all, really. But, and I think it's quite brave of them. You would expect Tupac to be a bit higher on the list, but I think 62 is probably about right.
Yeah. I agree with that. 61, Love Deluxe by Sade.
I knew that was going to happen. Sade. Go again.
Love Deluxe. 61, Love Deluxe by Sade. Someone I know very well. Don't know this album.
It's a good. I think you'd like. Do you know what?
Yeah.
Go and listen to this album when you get home.
Okay.
Love Deluxe is a beautiful. It's easy listening in the most purest of senses. She's got smooth as butter voice. Like, I mean, classic like soul artist. She does a version of Smooth Operator, which you would have definitely heard before.
Cool.
You would have definitely heard before. Yeah, I think again this section from about 66 to 60.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at all.
That's fair.
The next couple, I might have issues with.
Really?
But,
okay.
Yeah. Not this one actually. Velvet Underground and Nico. The Velvet Underground and Nico.
Yeah. Interesting. Love the Velvet Underground and Nico. I'm glad they hung out.
Glad they made music together.
Yeah, glad they did that. That's nice of them.
This is where my issues come.
Really? Interesting. 59. AM, Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, it's not even their best album.
I think we'll talk about this one in a bit.
Yeah.
Difference of opinion.
Yeah, fine, cool. We'll get to it.
58. What's the story? Morning Glory, Oasis.
Yeah, have an issue with that as well.
Have an issue with
Too high. I reckon it should be on the list, but high for me.
I think
low.
I think low. I think maybe a little bit low. Maybe fine. Anyway, 57.
Voodoo by D'Angelo.
Yeah, boy.
It's just a bit of me. It's just a bit of me.
Yeah,
so I'm not mad at that at all. Not mad at it at all.
Both your names start with Da. And they end in O.
It is very true.
Do you know that's why?
I was actually named after him. That was
really,
yeah.
I swapped out the middle bit.
Dapo means D'Angelo in Yoruba. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
I thought it might.
I knew there was a connection here. I knew there was. I knew.
I'm pretty good with names. Yeah, banger album.
It is a banger album.
One of the best vocalists.
Yeah.
Ever, in my opinion.
56, Disintegration by The Cure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. It's not my type of music, but The Cure is The Cure are a band that I have, as I've started taking shit off my boy here.
Hell.
I've grown to have quite a big appreciation for, and I think this album is actually top quality.
Nice.
Top quality. I really like it.
I agree with you. I think that's it's The Cure's best album for sure, which is nice to not have like a worry.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you're never questioning whether it's the artist's best album, it means that there is a bit more validity that it should be on the list. If you're like, oh, it could be this, it could be that, then it probably should be there.
Which I agree.
Yeah.
55, Anti by Rihanna.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. Just depends what Rihanna you like.
Not this one.
I get it. Like, Work was like a huge single, but like Anti doesn't really do it for me.
I don't think it's her best album.
No, and this is the thing. I don't think it's
Loud.
yeah. Loud makes sense to me, but I feel like that era doesn't really have like this. I think we look back at the period between like 2005 to 2010, like, and it was just very cringy. Like red hair Rihanna was it was like.
She was a moment.
It was a moment, and it was perfect for the time.
Yeah.
But like,
you can't judge the sins of the past by the metrics of the future, Dapo.
I agree with you, but I think that's what they're doing.
Okay.
I think that's what.
Oh, I understand.
Because, so anti is like it's like it's not. Edgy is just the wrong word for Rihanna, but like it's edgier and more evolved
than she was in 2010.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas she's doing California King Bed in 2010, and I think is a cracking song.
Yeah.
But doesn't maybe hit the same like accolades. Not that Work is a fucking masterpiece, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
High for me. I
agree. 54, A Love Supreme by John Coltrane.
So for me, I love that this is on there. Like I think classic jazz deserves more love, and I think it's nice that they put it on the list. I think it's hard to compare it to the other people around. Like, how do you compare John Coltrane and Rihanna?
Yeah, I understand.
It's just a different world, and I think as well, like, I Love Supreme is a bit. I think if you don't like jazz, it's probably not something that you can get into.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Which I guess as a genre is probably one of the
yeah, I'd agree with that.
Is one of the downfalls, but it is a great album. It is a great album, and I respect the decision to put it in there.
Agree.
High though, high.
And we talked about we were talking last ranking about people that weren't in there, and we mentioned jazz briefly. Who was it I brought up? The fucking dude who used to hang out with Lady Gaga. Tony Bennett.
Yes, yeah.
That's what he's famous for.
What a pull!
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah.
Tony Bennett, and we accurately, I think, said that jazz is always better live.
Yeah, very true, very true.
And if this was, which could be an interesting thing to talk about, all these artists' albums perform live, how that would change it.
Oh yeah.
I think John Coltrane would be nearer the top if it was live albums done.
Yeah. Very, very, yeah, and that's so true, especially with a lot of the albums being hip hop.
Yeah,
I think they did a breakdown of like proportion. It was something like over a quarter of the albums on the list are hip hop albums.
Hell yeah.
You John Coltrane in his prime, you go and watch that before.
Yeah,
arguably any of the rappers, because it's just it's just a harder art form to recreate live. I mean,
and we're both instrumental boys as well.
Yeah.
53, Exile on Main Street, Rolling Stones.
I get it.
Yeah, I have no strong feelings on this.
No, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. I get it. It's just not for me. In the same way as 52, Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses. Not for me.
Two non-hitters for both of us, I think.
Just I think that is more taste. Rather, I don't think I would sit here and be like, oh, these are shocking albums. This is terrible. But like, I'm never going to sit down and listen to Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction and be like, oh yeah, this is really moving me. Like it doesn't speak to me at all.
I agree. 51, Sign of the Times by Prince. Here's the thing.
Go on, talk to me.
This isn't Prince's best album.
No, it's not.
But I know, spoiler alert, we might be seeing some more Prince album along.
Yeah.
Does that mean this should be on the list? I don't really care about this album.
I just think Prince has not ever missed. I think it's probably a little bit high.
Okay.
I think it's probably a little bit high for me. But it's good. It is so good. I think it is just one of the like it's one of the testaments. I know we did the Prince episode so recently, but one of the testaments to the man is that one of his, I would say, dip albums, one of his fallow years, as it were, is just so good.
Yeah, that is fair.
And if you love like musicians' music, like If I Was Your Girlfriend is such a banger.
That is a banger.
It's such a banger. And it's just like a tune that it's what, second single, but it's a tune that's a bit throwaway. Like it's not, if you think of Prince, you don't automatically think of it, but then you listen to it, you're like, cracking.
Oh, fucking hell! It's one of those where you go like, oh yeah, he did loads.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
It's not just Purple Rain. You turn me around on that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then rounding off number 50 for this second quarter, Hounds of Love, Kate Bush.
I don't mind it. I think it's high.
I'm happy with that.
I think it's 50's high.
I think this is a situation where album is riding on artist.
Yeah.
Like Kate Bush, done a lot of music, incredibly talented songwriter, song singer. Would be for me a top level Glastonbury legend set.
Yeah. I can hear that.
But she's quite spread out with her, like, you know, she doesn't have one album that's better objectively than anything else, I think. I mean, like,
I also think she has like quite standout songs.
Yes.
So like the singles carry themselves a little bit more than the albums, from especially maybe coming at it from a casual point of view, as a casual fan point of view, where how do I know Kate Bush? It's Run Up the Hill, it's Worthing Heights. It's
Babushka.
It is
Babushka's a banger.
It is Babushka. I mean, it's not Babushka, but I do. I'm not, but then it wouldn't come to my mind straight away.
That's fair enough.
Do you see what I mean? I don't want to be reductive. Just a thought that came to mind. Does this album get to number 50 in all time without Stranger Things?
I was thinking about this. So that series came out in 2022.
Yeah.
So the question is, when did Apple make the list?
Apple made the list this year.
I don't think it did, to be honest. I don't think that affects it. I think already she was a great artist, it was a great album. And I think it's more that Stranger Things chose that tune because it's a great song, not that Strange Things had it and therefore it became good. It's not like the mullet.
Yeah.
You know?
That I hear that argument. I think it helps. It brought it back into like relevancy.
Yes, I would agree with that.
But no, I think it would still probably have been on the list.
Cool.
I think it's
Yeah, I agree.
What do you want to talk about?
My overview is that this is my least favourite quarter of this whole list. I think there is a lot of mid as fuck albums here.
Yeah. No, I do hear that. I think it's probably, and maybe it's by virtue of it being that middle portion, but like it's probably the one that I feel like least about, positively or negatively. I think there are albums in there that are like, oh yeah, that's good, that's great, but
it's rare that neither of us connects to something.
Yeah, and do you know
normally
what?
You prop it or I prop it, or we both do.
And it's normally crosses, and I would say if you look at the list, it crosses our intersection of listening taste quite well.
Yeah, but
not with the artists or the albums that we like, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
I wanna talk about Scissor.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Scissor and get it out of the way. SOS is stunning. Don't get me wrong.
Great album.
Stunning album. I think it's too soon to call it one of the best of all time.
It is. I also think it's not as good as Control.
It's not as good as Control.
No.
I was walking out of British Summertime and this girl was saying it to her boyfriend, and I was just nodding along. I was like, she's right. She's actually right. Like we've sat there and just watched all of the tunes, and what did I scream the most at? The Weekend.
Nice, yeah.
Broken Clocks.
There you go.
Love Galore.
Thank you.
I mean, to be fair, Snooze and Kill Bill back to back was pretty.
Oh, that's good.
That was a moment. But I just, it's not her best album. It's not her
No,
best
it isn't.
album, so it can't be the 72nd best album of all time.
No.
And it's probably I don't quote me on it, it's probably the newest album on the list.
Yes, it is.
It is, yeah. That's and I love SZA, don't get me wrong.
Two Scissor Boys.
But it's too rich for my blood.
It's too soon.
Yeah.
And it's not her best.
No, yeah, exactly. It can't be on there, which is such a shame because as an artist, I think we were having the chat with Charles, and like obviously she's headlining Glastonbury, she's British Summertime, World Tour, but like still feel that she's quite underrated.
Yeah.
Like people will say, "Oh, I don't really like rate SZA like that." Or I don't expect her to be. Like, she's not a Glastonbury headliner, and I think she is. I think she is a lot more influential than she's given credit for.
Yeah.
They just picked the wrong album.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think even if I was putting Control in, I don't know if I would have it this high.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's great, but I think compared to something we've already had Madonna and Elton John,
facts,
she's above.
Facts.
Like,
do you know what? Let's be serious for a second.
Yeah.
SOS is not better than Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. It's not better than Like a Prayer.
No.
It's better than Bad Bunny.
It is better than Bad Bunny.
But like that's a really good point. Like you go back on what's come past. I think there are some kind of timeless albums that we've spoken about.
Well, like Nina Simone is here, yeah.
Like it's maybe Prisoner of the Moment.
Yeah, I think so. It might be something that, I always remember when I was in school, and it's such a stupid story. Mirrors by Justin Timberlake came out.
Yeah.
Banger.
2020 Experience.
2020 Experience. And my history teacher time said this is going to be remembered as one of the best songs of all time. And I was like 15, and I thought at the time, no, it won't. You were just saying that because it's out now.
That's a bold claim.
And that's when I became a little fucking grumpy, cynical boy.
That's why we started doing this.
Yeah. He's wrong. I'm going to complain about it in 8 years' time.
But, I mean, I don't know who your history teacher is, but I'm glad they're
Mr. Trevor.
Mr. Trevor, stick to history.
Fuck you, Mr. Trevor.
Stick to history.
Doesn't know what you're doing.
Your takes are freezing cold.
He's absolutely off his rocker.
Off his rocker. Are there any other that stand out to you before I shit on another artist that we all love?
I mean, like, so this my point about like mid shit. Why is Portishead here? Like, okay. But I shouldn't have the emotion of okay.
Yeah, I agree.
The Strokes, again, I like, but not more than that.
I feel like the Strokes have like that early noughties. The only way I can describe it is like the flannel shirt gang, right? That the Strokes kind of epitomized that era of time and that genre of person. I feel like I can see why. I think we were maybe a little bit too young for it because it was 2001.
Yeah.
So I mean, you were just fresh out of the womb. Yeah, exactly. So
I was still shitting my pants. Still am.
Still doing it to this day.
My hobby.
But I feel like for the generation above us.
Yeah, it was big.
It was big. So
Which I respect.
And I think I can understand Strokes a little bit more than Portishead, but that's just me.
No, totally. I'm gonna let you do your next one before I voice my opinion.
AM is an Arctic Monkeys best album, mate.
Yeah. Okay. No, we disagree on this.
Yeah, it isn't, and I think Arctic Monkeys should be in there, but there is absolutely no way it's AM, and I like AM.
What are you saying for their best one then? Who should it be?
Favorite Worst Nightmare, surely.
No.
What do you mean?
That's not even like my second place.
No, Barney. All right, scrap the episode. We're chatting about this now. What do you mean? You think AM is their best album?
Yeah, I think it might be the best album.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think like, hang on, all right. So we were just talking about how Portishead, whatever the fuck, embody that period of music.
Yeah.
If you're looking at like 2008, 2015,
Yeah.
landfill indie,
Yeah.
AM is the poster child for that movement. It is the album of that time.
So in my head, I'm looking at Favourite Worst Nightmare. Because I think Favourite Worst Nightmare is potentially no skips.
Really?
It's potentially no skips. Brian Storm, Teddy Picker. Oh, I mean, These for Dangerous is still fucking banger. Balaclava, I could miss out. Fluorescent Adolescent.
No, it's a number 4 on your no skip album.
Yeah,
you
I
skipped.
know. Fluorescent Adolescent. Also, I think they're like 505. They're like, I think maybe I'm just showing my age here because I like AM. Like, I don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad album at all, and I like. It's not me saying that it doesn't deserve to be on the list. It's just that if I was picking an Arctic Monkeys album, it's not even a question in my mind that I'm going Favourite Worst Nightmare.
I can respect. I mean, I absolutely like 505 and Fluorescent Adolescent. 2 incredible songs.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 of the Monkeys' best. They're definitely in the top 5 Arctic Monkeys songs.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, the other 3 on the top 5 would be from AM.
No, they wouldn't. That's my issue. Do you know what? Do you know why they wouldn't? Because they'd be from the debut album.
They wouldn't be from
They would.
Fuck the debut album.
Because it would be Mardy Bum. I bet you look good on the dance floor.
Yeah,
and When the Sun Goes Down. There's your top 5. Done.
Hang on. Wait.
There's your top 5.
Wait.
Done. And then Arabella's knocking around.
Arabella is a tune.
Yeah.
Are You Mine?
Are You
Do I
Mine?
Want
Yeah.
One for the Road.
Oh.
Number 1 party anthem. Banger.
Fireside's quite good. Snap Out of It.
There you go. Why do you call me high? I Want to Be Yours. There's some great... this is the best Like the Monkeys album. It's definitely the one that's did the most, which means it's the best. I think they fuck. And I think they fuck. I think they fuck.
Alexander fucks.
Alexander does fuck.
Oh,
he's a greasy shithead, but this album is great. Best Like the Monkeys album, we both agree.
I'm looking at the track list of the debut album. Whatever people say, that's what I'm not. I think that's within a better shout than AM.
So I was at AM debut album, and then my beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, whatever the fucking second one's called.
Oh man, do you know what we've learned is that the Arctic Monkeys kind of slap.
They do slap.
Kind of slap.
I'm glad they're on here.
And I think they should be on there. And
regardless of album, north of 60 is correct.
Yeah.
For British, and Britain does have huge say in the world music scene. We've nailed that.
Show me your passport.
Yeah.
The marsh.
Love Brexit. Love Brexit. Love the Arctic Monkeys. Simple as.
That's just the caption for the episode. Love Brexit. Love Arctic Monkeys.
Speaking of loving Brexit, 58 Oasis. Not much to say on this one, except that I'm just really glad they're here.
Yeah. And I mean, the singles themselves. I mean, Morning Glory, Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger, Champagne Supernova. Like, yeah, fairs.
I think if I was trying to classify Arctic Monkeys as like the poster boys of Cool Britannia, not fucking hell. Arctic Monkeys poster boys of Landy Infill.
Yeah.
Then Oasis are poster boys with Blur, of course, the homies of Cool Britannia, that kind of 90s scene.
Yeah, you are so right, but I couldn't get over the fact that you said Landy Infill instead of
Landy Infill
instead of Indie Landfill.
Nightmare.
Oh no,
Indie Landfill.
And yeah, I 100%. And I had seen recently clips of Nebworth.
Nebworth.
The big show that they did. And it was like it's a cultural phenomenon. Like 100,000 people packed into a stadium. Like, it was like literally nothing has ever been seen like it in the UK.
That's mad. Yeah.
Again, and like everyone in who was anyone went to it.
Everyone who was anyone was there.
It was like the biggest news. Like, the fact that they were playing that show was the biggest news story of the week, and that is insane.
It is.
Like, the pool that they had at that time was different. So I get it. I get it, and it is a great album. It is a great album. I'm not gonna fight too hard against 58. I know we've spoken a little bit about Rihanna.
Rihanna.
I just don't think it should be this.
Yeah, I think we were so emotive about it, we already kind of covered it, but
Yeah.
yeah, she shouldn't be here.
This was the worst section of the list. I think we can say that quite conclusively.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think tune in for parts 3 and 4
Mm.
because it gets good.
It definitely gets more interesting.
Good. It gets. I think there are. This really justifies my like taste in music. I feel like I would put a lot of the next 50 in similar positions.
Yeah, I think with some very key differences.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Yeah. So it makes me feel like we're right and we're doing this thing for a reason.
Yeah,
So you can check in on that
important.
next week. Enough of that. And now, super importantly,
Thank God.
it
waiting
is
for.
another round of DJ or racehorse.
Woo!
Whoop, 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 whoop. I think I got 8 out of 12 or something.
8
like
out
that.
of 12 was your score.
Sounds about
I
right.
remember
Sounds
putting
about
the
right.
graphic in myself.
Yes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 8 for you today.
Okay,
eight
as
for
long
you
as I
today.
get more than 5.5,
Yeah.
I've equaled your score.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we work on percentages here.
We do, yeah. We're a fraction. kind of
We're
podcast.
First thing.
Cool.
First question. That's the word. Yeah.
First creature.
First creature. Yeah. Human, potentially.
Oh.
YUQT. The letters YUQT.
That sounds so rapper.
Shame because it's DJ or racehorse.
No, I'm thinking. I swear there's something called like somebody QT anyway. I'm gonna go with DJ.
Okay. Question 2. Badger.
Oh, horse.
Horse.
I know that guy.
he's a
Huge
valiant
horse.
steed.
Massive horse name.
Massive horse name.
If that one's wrong, I'm devastated. I put all my eggs in that basket. I didn't have any to begin with.
Number 3, assault.
How are you spelling? Like, is it
As in,
beating up a
like,
man?
beating up a man.
Oh no,
Assault.
that poor man. It's quite. I think that's aggressive for a DJ name. I think you're more likely to call a horse assault. I'm gonna say horse.
Okay. Number 4, cat dealers.
Cat
As in dealers of cat.
I think that's DJs.
Okay.
Great name.
Great name.
Great name if it is.
Great name. Pink Panda.
Pink Panda.
Mm.
I think that's DJ.
Okay. Plastic Funk.
The funk is a big.
Yes.
Mm. I think horse though.
This might affect your decision.
Oh.
Plastic is spelled with a K.
I think that's horse.
Horse.
Horses love K's.
They do.
They do
famous,
love K.
they do famous.
Horses can't get enough K. So do DJs, to be fair.
It's
Both creatures that love K.
So good. This is the favorite thing. My favorite thing that we do. Number 7, user friendly.
DJ.
And number 8, the huntsman.
Oh, horse.
Okay. Horse. So, okay. You said
Yep.
YUQT was a DJ.
I did.
YUQT is a DJ.
Yes!
You said Badger was a horse.
Big
You said
time
it
horse.
quite confidently.
Yeah, I know. No badger.
Badger is a DJ. Sorry.
Devastated.
You said assault was a horse.
Yeah, I did.
Assault is a horse.
Yes.
Cat dealers, DJ.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the 3 for 4. Doing all right.
Pink Panda, you said was a DJ.
I did.
Pink Panda is a DJ.
Yes.
Plastic Funk,
Yeah, definite horse.
definite horse, DJ.
Fuck.
Mm,
That's a hit to me.
as a hit. You're over and under. Everything rests on those
Yeah,
last
that was
two
on
questions.
fire.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
User friendly. You said was a
I said DJ.
DJ. User friendly. I'm afraid.
It's a horse.
It's a horse.
User-friendly
Is a horse. And the huntsman, big horse.
Big horse.
Big horse.
Talk to me.
5 out of 8.
I'll take
You'll
it.
take it. Happy
I'll
with
take
that.
it.
Happy with that.
Yeah.
I think your logic for a lot of them was spot on. I quite enjoyed it.
Really?
I think it was the confidence you went in with Badger that did you in, unfortunately.
I was a victim of my own power.
We had YUQT were at Waterworks when we went. That's why
I recognised them. Yeah.
James Marsh was big on going.
He was chatting about them in my ear incessantly.
Yeah. Cut that.
Yeah.
I think that's us for today.
That is us for this delicious episode. Thank you for joining us for another bite of the apple. There'll be 2 more bites.
2 more
And then
bites.
there's
Chop
a little
chop.
core left.
Yeah.
A horse would enjoy an apple.
So that took like 2 seconds to like marinate with
It wasn't even a joke.
Yeah, no, it's so true.
It was just like a connection. I think, yeah, I'll just
Everything
say
comes
words
full
now.
circle. That's
It
what we
does.
do. There's nothing that is by chance here.
Nothing.
Everything is linked.
God.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you for coming.
We'll be back
Very soon.
very soon with some more horses, some more DJs, and some more rappers.
Yeah, but